Everyone, Namaskar, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to our very first virtual webinar on business analysis. We're crossing borders, we're reaching to India, Sri Lanka, and we have a lot of friends joining us from Egypt as well. So welcome to all of you. We have those of you who are streaming us through Facebook. We say a warm welcome to you as well. And from wherever you are, if you're on the road, we're very delighted to have you on this Friday evening. With the ongoing changes across the entire globe, business analysis or analysts have played a pivotal role in the practice of transforming, enhancing, and visualizing data to support business decision-making. BA initiatives have been applied by industry experts to deliver information that enables stakeholders to make better decisions. Now, there is the question as to what sort of training should I gain in order to follow this? Should it be reputed? Should it be recognized? What do I follow and where do I start? This webinar is all about that, to make sure that you enhance that knowledge that you really need to sort of scope up with. Our topic for today is enhancing business analysis skills with an internationally recognized certification from UK, and that is from none other than BCS, the Chartered Institute for IT. Our webinar will continue for 1 hour and we'll be joined by a fantastic set of panelists who will bring us very good insights and engage you with a good discussion as well. We hope to take your questions. And if you do happen to have any questions, please do drop in the Q&A section. We hope to take your questions towards the end or the latter part of the webinar. If you are experiencing bad weather, the session has been recorded and it's on Facebook as well. So feel free, you can watch it later, or we'll be happy to send it to you as we progress. And now to introduce you to our panelists, we have a fantastic set or mix of people. We have the Director of International Sales, Mr. Stephen Tweed. We have also Steph Turner joining us from UK, Product Manager, ProfCerts, Professional Certifications. And then we have our partner who is joining us, our BCS Approved Training Provider, that is AddON Training. We have the founder, Mr. Swapnil Agarwal, who is joining us for this webinar session. Plus, we have a few experts giving their insights as to what BA is all about. We're going to start with Stephen Tweed. Steve, hi, good evening. Hold on, it's good afternoon for you. It's good afternoon for you. Let's start with a little bit of what BCS is about, the background, the global standards, as well as how many BAs do we see globally, the recognition, because that's an important area where everyone will be like, okay, what is BCS about?
Okay, I'm going to share my screen if I can. Welcome, everybody. I'm pleased to be here to introduce you to BCS and the business analysis subject area that we developed. If I just share my screen, and you're going to have to tell me, Sharon, when we're good to go.
Right, we're ready.
Okay. Let me just from the beginning. Okay, how's that?
Yep.
Okay, so an introduction to BCS. I mean, we're a relatively young organisations as chartered institutes go. We're only around about, so we started in 1957, from about 60 years old. Of course, most chartered institutes are membership groups, and there is a number of different chartered institutes around the UK. We have about 65,000 members, and that covers about 150 countries. And they range in all different subject areas and all different walks of life, from students at the very beginnings of their career, all the way through to fellows who are at the very top of industry, and the very leading experts that whose information and knowledge we dig into periodically. Essentially, that is what we do as a chartered institute. We have a royal charter, and that gives an agenda that means that we have to set standards for society and set standards for life around ICT. So making IT good for society is what we do. And we do that by supporting policy from governments around the world. We support the writing and development of UK schools curriculum around ICT. And we develop standards that are relevant throughout the world and are recognized the world over. So we're not just a business that kind of works to sell certificates. We're essentially more than that. We're an organisation, a chartered institution that has to deal with lots of issues around the ethics and the policies behind ICT and those challenges, which are many at the moment, as we all know. So we have about 60 plus professional certifications in about 12 core areas. It's very difficult as a chartered institute to pinpoint the exact number, and that's because we're forever developing them and changing them and retiring some and developing new ones. So because we're at the forefront of everything that happens, we rely on our membership. Our membership speaks to industry and is held within BCS. So obviously we speak to membership, we speak to subject matter experts that we call them, SMEs, and they formulate a program of developing new products for us and new certifications. So they look for skills gaps. They try to future-proof industry, so they recognize what new skills will be needed in the future and how we can develop those certifications to recognize the skills that people have within industry. So over the last 10 years, we've delivered about 700,000 different certificates in our different portfolios. We have about 70 plus training providers. And as I said before, our reputation and integrity for delivering exams is second to none.
Steve, can I interrupt? Can we go full screen? And because the slides are not moving.
Okay. Do you want me to stop sharing and reshare again?
No, the slides are on screen. If we can go full screen so that we can see the rest of the slides.
Oh, okay. Okay. I am full screen as far as I can see.
Okay, technology is playing today. But that's all right.
As far as I can see, I shall just check.
Okay, we're good now.
Yeah.
We're ready.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So as a membership organisation, we also do a lot of other things that people will be interested in, and we'll talk a little bit about what doing a BA comprises of in terms of membership a little later. We have something to say about that, so please remind me because I'll probably forget. But what we do is we pull on our membership, obviously, to develop our product and develop our knowledge. As a member, you become part of a much bigger group. That bigger group holds webinars and networking events around the country, but nowadays, obviously, more online than anything else. And so we have a number of what we call special interest groups. There are about 50 of those at the moment. And they allow our members to dig deeper into issues of the day or issues that interest them. I'm particularly interested in e-learning, and there's a special interest group for that. But also I'm thinking of joining up with the virtual artificial intelligence group. And so certainly many areas of interest for members that they can join into. We also, obviously, it's a membership, and you run through the membership as you progress. And I'll take a look at that in the next slide. But basically, you start as an affiliate, or you can. We get many student members. Then as you progress, you go to associate member, and then professional and fellow. And as you progress through that membership, you get post-nominal. So you're allowed to put kind of not an acronym as such, but post-nominals that reflect your status within the membership of BCS. Of course, when you become a member, you have to sign up to a code of conduct. So that's important for us because at the very core of what we do are standards and ethics. We provide mentoring. So we provide people within industry, subject matter experts with industry who can help people with particular issues regarding their learning or their careers. So that's a service that's available online. One of the new services that we're providing is something called Springboard, and I particularly like Springboard. It's really a kind of a one-stop shop for HR and for training. So it allows students access to over 1,000 e-learning items, I call them. They include videos and activities which help them in all aspects of their career, from supporting them in interviews to dealing with stress or bullying in the workplace, or even simple aspects of working with certain types of software. So it's a full-on kind of HR support system within the membership, which is great. We also allow you to log your progress as you go through those different learning items for your professional development. There are ebooks that we provide which are free. You also have special opportunities for discount with some of our ebooks as well. So, I mean, membership in itself is a huge network, and so I'd recommend it to anybody to join, because it's a fantastic partner with you as you go through your career. And there again is the membership levels as you go through them. When you start reaching the professional and the fellow, you obviously are quite important to us, and therefore we want to make sure that the people that reach those levels are of the highest quality, and so you might be interviewed from time to time to make sure the standards are upheld within memberships. That's very important for us as we go forward. So talking about standards, and I'll click through this very quickly. So we follow something called SFIA framework in all our professional certifications. So that it's skills for the information age is what it stands for. And basically it breaks the skills down into a certain recognizable framework that covers your position within industry, really, and what your role is. And so we have things, there's 1 to 7 kind of core responsibility levels, where you go from either you're following instruction, so you're right at the very start of your career, and you're following and doing what you're being told, all the way through to assisting and then developing strategy and insight at the very highest levels. And then within those 7 responsibility levels, there's also a number of skills which you will acquire as you go through your career, and they're kind of incorporated into the SFIA framework. So industry can judge where you sit within the ICT, within the industry framework of what your skills are and what skills you take into business. So it's globally recognized. 2,500 organizations will recognize you if you tell them you have a qualification that has reached SFIA level 7, for instance. They'll know that you're at the very highest level of your industry. So that's kind of around which the framework around which professional certifications sit. And again, it's quite important for us as a membership organisation to ensure that people are aware of it and that they use it and develop it. It also benefits industry in that when they're hiring people, they can find out the skills that they have and the responsibility levels that they are at, and they can apply them to the right positions within an organisation. So that's very important. And just finally, we are a global organisation. We're developing globally. So we deal with a lot of international companies. So these are some of the companies, and I'm sure you'll recognise them, and there's many more. I was just looking at the number of qualifications and where we sit in terms of how many of the certifications for business analysis in particular that we deliver in a year. And on average over the last 3 years, I was looking at it, and we do about anywhere between 15 and 20,000 BA certificates a year globally. The core of that selection evolves around 3 top ones, which are the Foundation Certificate in Business Analysis, the Certificate in Business Analysis Practice, and the Certificate in Requirements Engineering. They're the top 3. But generally, across the entire portfolio, we're doing hundreds of each of the certificates a year. And of course, the flexibility of the business analysis program allows students who enter it to pick and choose their specialisms and where they'd like to go in terms of what they enjoy doing. The pass rates for those kind of the lower levels, so the kind of foundation levels, is around about 80%. So usually about 2 in 10 will fail, I guess. It's not easy, and it's not designed to be easy. And it's a good balance of showing your skills and showing your abilities, and that's what we want it to be. So it's enjoyable. I have to declare something here today, because it's been approved, that even though I've been in industry maybe 30 years or so, even though I don't look it, I have not really pursued a business analysis background. It's not something that I've kind of been learning as I've been going along. And when I came into BCS and found out that all these wonderful certifications existed, I thought I'd better kind of improve my CV. And so I'm starting a business analysis foundation course in the next couple of days, and hoping to carry it forward, because I think there's a lot of great information there and knowledge that I should have, but I haven't collected over those 30 years in business. And that's often the case in business. You tend to learn from your peers and the peers around you. And it's sometimes, if you're stuck in the same position for a number of years, you tend to go a little bit stale, I would guess. And I've certainly had some kind of quite long periods in certain industries where I've not really improved myself as a businessman, and I think I ought to try. So as you embark on your careers, I'm also kind of being reborn, I guess you might say, and learning as I go. So so let's do it together. And that's the end of my presentation. And once again, thank you for being part of it. We hope you'll enjoy it.
Thank you, Steve. And probably towards the Q&A section, I will ask you the kind of recommendation that's there from the industry, because we've heard that some of the industries have made it mandatory that they want only BCS qualified candidates. Is this true?
I mean, I've seen it with a few of our industry colleagues. It's because it's so wildly recognized and the quality of it is at the utmost level. That's not to, I don't want to because there are other qualifications around, and even though I believe BCS is up there with the very best, it's certainly a case in point that some people will only accept business analysis from BCS as being their core for their business.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you very much. We're also Steve is going to be with you till the end of the webinar. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop in the Q&A section. And now we're going to cross over to Neha, who is joining us from India. She's the product owner and business analyst. She counts over 13 years of experience as a business analyst, and she got the BA certification 5 years ago. And my question to Neha is that, how do you see BA being accepted in India? Business analyst, nice word, but how do you see it being accepted?
Hi Sharon, thank you for having me. So business analyst has been there for quite long, from the time the development, product development or IT started in India. And I've seen the demand and the role has been improved since then. And we see a lot of demand of BAs now, and being agile, we need more of BAs in the industry, because the role is there to stay. We cannot develop a product without a BA. Requirements are the basic part of the product. So we need those things. I've seen, I have 13 years of experience, and I've seen the career growing, the demand increasing, especially in a industry like India, where we have a lot of companies coming in, a lot of startups happening. We have a lot of scope and hope for business analysis as a job and a role. So be it any kind of framework we use, BA is an integral part of the team, of the development team. If we need a product to be launched, BA should be there.
How do you find the BCS BA? You have taken the certification. How do you find it?
So I did BCS certification when I was already having a 5 to 6 years of experience. So we all know that there are competitors around. So there are, I also did my research and thought what is best for me. So the competitors, which I'll first talk about the competitors, why I didn't pick them, and then why BCS. So the competitors around, the first thing which was there is they require a lot of inputs. You should have certain amount of experience to start this, certain hours of dedicated this, dedicated that. And then their certifications are not there to stay. I mean, I have to renew it all the time. So I find it quite funny. I mean, I have done my graduation. If you ask me to keep renewing my graduation certificate, that's not something which I want. I've done it once, and that should be there. second thing, why do people actually go for certification? I think there are two reasons for it. First is, what value does it add to my resume? Will I be more desirable in the industry? Will I get more job opportunities? Will I get a promotion? So BCS certification is at par with our competitors. More at sometimes, as you said, there are exclusive industries which are asking for BCS certifications. And the second thing of a certification is, what benefit do I get? What knowledge do I get? So BCS is not around one book of knowledge. It is a very structured course. It has a step-by-step things. I, being a 5-6 years experience in BA, when I joined the BCS foundation course, even the foundation course gave me a lot of knowledge of BA, how to perform my job. There are a lot of things which are there. There are a lot of techniques and a lot of theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge which I can actually use in my profile. It's just not some book funda. It's I think that course is designed by people who know what BA is. So, and it's a step-by-step things. You do some things and then you keep growing in the knowledge. Plus, the ultimate point is the diploma. So I think a BA business analysis diploma is something which everyone who is pursuing BA should look for. It has a lot of knowledge and a lot of value in industry. So obviously BCS is the way to go if you are thinking of a BA certification.
Neha, a lot of them do take a certification. They look at the pros and cons of it. But what's important is that gaining that skill and transforming yourself and using it in the work industry. How has this helped you?
So as I said, that the course is so much structured that it's not just the theoretical knowledge. You get the practical knowledge. There are a lot of case studies which are part of the courses when we go through it. So the case studies are related to our day-to-day work environment. So when you go through a case study, you can relate to it. Yeah, I have been through the situation, or I have seen such kind of thing. And then there is an answer to it. Plus the mentorship and the group where you study it. So I did it from AddON. Swapnil is part of AddON. So we maintain a group after that. There is a very lively and very happening WhatsApp group where we exchange our ideas. There is a lot of support from everywhere. So it's not only, the training does not end in the classroom. So it's beyond that. So you have support for if you're stuck in a situation or you need some knowledge, your friends are there to help you out. So that's something which is pretty good. So it does not end. It's for life. So yeah.
Sneha, there is also this important area now. Taking the qualification is there, but when it comes to a particular topic, what did you like best by taking the BA certification?
So, topic in the sense the certification topic you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a very good book which comes with the BA Foundation certification, right? The BA Foundation certification really, that's the best course I have done. Though I liked all of it, but the foundation course, because the ideas that book has, it's like a real Bible for a BA. So whatever problem you have, you just turn the pages and it's there. The answers are there in the book. So you can implement it throughout your career, even whatever experience you have. And the kind of presentation and kind of classroom training which I got in the foundation was, so I have done all the certification. I'm going to do my diploma maybe in a month or so. So the foundation which is started and the knowledge which I gained, I think this hard to pick up one thing, but yeah, that book is something, and the way it has been conveyed, it's really awesome.
Any final thoughts, Neha, to our viewers?
No, I think I see people here, and the notion that agile is going to go kill BA or anything is going to, the job and the profile is there to stay. And I think that's the best way to move ahead in your career. After BA, BA is the right way to move ahead in management or whatever. So you should start with it. That's all.
Thanks a lot, Neha. Neha Hazra, the product owner and business analyst, joining us to give us the perspective of India and how much she has enjoyed doing the BA certification. Now, you would have viewers who are watching us right now will probably be understanding, okay, what's the foundation about? What's the framework like? How is my pathway? We're going to take you through that framework now. And we have very honored to have with us the product manager for ProfCerts, professional certifications of BCS UK, Steph Turner. Good evening, Steph, or good afternoon. You're on mute.
Of course. Always has to be one person.
Steph,
I'm really
know, could you take us through the framework? Because a lot of them will probably now wonder, what is this foundation? Is it like just the basics, or what are we covering through it? Is it just a word? Could you take us through the framework? You've got a presentation, isn't it?
Yes, I do. I have some slides, so I'm just going to share them now for you. Let me know if everyone can see this. Yep, cool. All right, well, I'll take you all through our professional certification portfolio. So let me just make sure I can see it as well. Yes, perfect. So our professional certification portfolio for business analysis is quite extensive, and it's been really well thought out, and a lot of work went into creating this portfolio. So when you look at the different levels of our business analysis certifications, we do have foundation as the sort of beginning level. And foundation is usually one of the first places to start, but it's not the only place to start. And I'll get into that in a little bit more detail in a moment. So what I'm going to do first is take you through an overview and then look at each level in a little more detail. So we start off with our foundation level, and then we move up to a practitioner level. So now foundation level is the type of certificate that anyone who is new to the industry, anyone with around 1 to 2 years experience, this is where they would be looking at in terms of the certificates that they would need to help support them through their professional development journey. Practitioner level certificate is a little bit more specialised. So this is for people that have been in industry from around 2 to 3 to 5 years. So it's definitely more specialised than the foundation. So where the foundation level offers people that are new to business analysis and related fields the breadth on topics, practitioner level definitely looks more at the detail and the depth of a particular specialisation. And then finally, we have our professional level certificate, which I won't be going into in too much detail today, but it's good to know that it's there. So if anyone's interested in knowing what comes next after practitioner level certificate, those with that I would call an industry leader in business analysis or related fields, someone who's an expert in the area, in the subject, that's what the professional certification would be. So anyone with minimum 5 years experience and leadership role experience as well. But we'll stick to foundation and practitioner today. So within our foundation certificate portfolio, we have business analysis foundation, we have business change, organizational behavior and commercial awareness. And then moving on to practitioner level, and I will go through these in a little bit more detail as well for you on the next slide. In practitioner, we have business analysis practice, modeling business practices, requirements engineering, data management essentials, benefit management, and business acceptance. And then we of course have our wider professional suite as well. But these are all available on our website as well to look at each of the individual syllabus further. But looking at the professional certifications at a closer level, the foundation level is definitely for people, like I said, getting started in business analysis, and for those who want to develop a broad understanding of the principles and approaches, as well as the core language used in that kind of role, so that people can understand the sort of conversations that are required during that role. So the target audience for this one is definitely that it's more relevant to anyone who wants that higher level understanding of business analysis, and the certificate can be taken by candidates from a number of roles as well. So it's not just specific to those who have a business analyst title. It's also really relevant for, you know, business managers, their staff, change managers, and anyone that's wishing to move into a BA role and learn more about the concepts and language and core principles of business analysis as well. BA Foundation, so our top item there in the certificates, is definitely the most popular certificate, which I think has been mentioned a couple of times already. And this one has it's a really great certificate to get a really good understanding for the foundation knowledge that's required for not only for business analysis, but also to then progress through our certificate levels up to that practitioner level and then professional as well. Business change is for people who want more of an understanding on processes, frameworks and techniques needed to implement successful change in a business. Organisational behaviour is looking more at understanding the different factors that shape the way organisations operate. And commercial awareness is more about understanding the structures and operation of behaviour in different organisations. So moving on to our practitioner level. So this includes our other big they are business processes, business analysis practice, requirements engineering, as well as we've got data management essentials and benefits management and business acceptance. Sorry, it takes me a while to remember all of those. In terms of these particular subjects, are definitely more specialised than those in the foundation level. So like I said, it makes a lot more sense for those who have been in the role from between 2 to 5 years. And I think in the interest of saving a bit of time here, there is further information available, but I'll try and go on to the actual diploma pathway for you so you get more of an understanding there. So if we look at the actual how to obtain the business analysis diploma, it can come off as a little bit complicated at first. So I'll try and simplify it for you here. But it really is about telling the story through the different levels of certificates, which is why I wanted to go through those first. So if we look at our foundation level, in order to gain the diploma, you need to complete one of the certificates at the foundation level. You then need to complete 2 certificates that are core certificates. So these are requirements engineering and business analysis practice. So these are compulsory, whereas the 1 certificate at foundation level, you can choose 1 from any of the 4 at foundation level. So there's more flexibility around that. The 2 core, like I mentioned before, you have to do both of those, but then there's also more flexibility in that you also need to include 1 of the other 5 remaining practitioner level certificates that make up your international diploma in business analysis. So once you've completed those 4 certificates, you then do an oral exam, and that allows you to achieve the BCS International Diploma in Business Analysis. So to give you a bit more of an example, you can see here that I've selected Business Analysis Foundation as my foundation level certificate, then our Requirements Engineering and Business Analysis Practice, and then Data Management Essentials will be my final choice, just as an example. And once you've completed these and done your oral diploma, you then are awarded analysis diploma. In terms of what the oral exam looks like, it's a 15-minute examination, and more information will be provided to you, obviously, as you go through these stages. But just so it does sound a little bit scary when you say oral exam, but it's simply an expression of the knowledge that you've learned throughout those certificates in an oral format, and that's what then, once successfully completed, you then get awarded the diploma. If anyone's got any further questions there, I'm happy to move on to the next person.
Steph, if it's all right, we have had a question from Suraj. Thank you, Suraj, for sending us this question, and it also will support a lot of candidates. And I know that you cleared this out, but it's good to kind of do a refresh as well. Suraj has asked, is it mandatory to complete the foundation and practitioner certification to be able to take the professional level?
No. So I think that's a really good question, because something that's worth noting is that there are no prerequisites for any of the individual certificates. You could take one of the practitioner level certificates without having done any of the foundation level, but it is encouraged to start at foundation level because there is a lot of continuous learning that happens.
All right. Thanks, Steph. That was one of the questions related to you.
No problem. Thank you. I'll stop sharing my screen now.
Thanks a lot, Steph, and please stay with us online, because I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions being asked related to the product. But we're going to speak to a candidate now to get his viewpoint on how or what his experience was in taking the BCS certification. Joining us is Satyam. Satyam, good to have you with us. Good evening. Namaskar.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah.
Satyam, tell us your experience. What has it been like taking the BA certification? I know that you've enjoyed. Tell us a little bit for the industry that you're working. What is it like?
See, I'm from IT background, and I have approximately 17 to 18 years of experience in IT industry, working for various clients in UK, France, and various geographies for manufacturing and retail sectors. So primarily I was a developer, obviously being into IT industry, but later when we kind of progress, then there was a need that we need to understand the business, and that was every organization vision and initiative to set up some competency within the organization, especially in the IT organization, which was not working as a core companies. Like supplier like us, I am working with the IT organization. So back in 2012, I remember we kind of explored multiple options, and we finalized BCS, and AddON Training was the partner for us. So we conducted multiple trainings within the organizations, not in one location, but in all our locations. Multiple people were trained, and a good resource pool was created, and it was really helpful. Currently, we have a good pool of resources in terms of BA, and we kind of provide consultancy. So starting from a core technical persons to provide a consultancy, it is very good progression for us. So now we provide dedicated consultancy for every domain, all domain, be it financial, manufacturing, retail, or any sectors. And BCS was really very helpful for IT person like me, technical person like me, because earlier when we started, our assumptions was, what is business analyst? A system analyst, a functional consultant, a person who has a domain experience. But it is not only these things, not a person who is only taking the requirement. So FCBA certification I started with, it gave the right perspective about the business analyst. That business analyst can be a strategist also, so he can be part of the organization vision and mission, who is creating the vision and mission, and not only taking the requirement or kind of only doing the functional or domain expertise. So that was really eye opener for me, and I took this certification FCBA. Then I went to take this PCRE certification, and again I'm now planning for further certification PCMBP from BCS.
Satya, what was your favorite part in the qualification? Because what we expect is not just taking the qualification, but that would support you in your career.
So FCBA course curriculum is very balanced. So it is equipped with all the methodologies, tools, techniques, and competencies. So it gives you real. So even if you go for FCBA certification, it is very comprehensive. It gives you insight about all the kind of topics. So you go for FCBA certification, you can see what is inside, and then further you can kind of make your building blocks on top of that. So you can select, like I thought that I'll go for PCRE. So after going FCBA, I thought I'll go for PCRE. I did that. Then I thought, okay, now I can create my building blocks on top of modeling business process. So now I'm planning for that. So the course curriculum is very balanced.
And Satyam, you have taken the membership as well.
Yes.
And how has that experience been for you?
So it's really good. You get to kind of connect with so many people, resources, and everything. So that is really good. You connect, you get answers to so many queries. Not only answers, you also contribute. So
Mhm.
that enhances your knowledge and skills.
And what if I ask you to give the top 3 reasons why you would encourage another person to take the BA certification? What would it be?
One, obviously, it gives you kind of right skill set. So you understand the BA competencies well. So you go for the certifications because especially the people who are working in IT industries, they are more of instinctive analyst. So they learn from their experiences, but it's always to have a right kind of competencies and the best practices which is defined by the industry experts. So I would I'll advise that people go for the certification so that they understand what is the right vocabulary, what is the right terms, and what is the right methodologies which should be used in day-to-day life.
Thanks a lot, Satyam, for joining us online. And we're very delighted to have you with us as a great testimony to all our work at
Pleasure is all
BCS.
mine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Joining us next is the founder of AddON Training, whom we have partnered to make this event such a great success. And Swapnil has been working with us for a very long time, and we're going to ask Swapnil, why did he pick the BCS qualification? What was the reason, and how has been this training experience been for you, Swapnil?
Hey guys, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Better. Cool. Okay. So, yes, that's me, Sapna from AddON Training. Yes, Sharon. So basically, to address a number of things over here is I have been associated with BCS from last 7.5 years now. Fortunately, one of the first organization to get accredited license with BCS, that was for foundation, eventually got complete diploma in business analysis. Fortunately, I'm very proud to say we are one of few in Asia and Asia Pacific to have diploma in business analysis with BCS. Okay. Yes, Sharon. So
Your
go
experience
ahead.
in taking the BCS BA certification as a training provider, how has that experience been for you?
It's been purely great. The reason is because we all know there are a number of bodies in which have global certifications, and they are at par. However, not everybody is associated with BCS. I always had a different perspective to be a leader rather than being a follower. So when I choose BCS, I was the only one until date. I'm fortunate to be one of the few. Reason being, because the course curriculum has been designed so greatly. It's an end-to-end structure, basically from where you get the project charter till delivery. And what most of the course curriculum talks about BA is only requirement gathering or requirement engineering, which is not correct. You need to understand there are lots and lots more things. That's what we all have been talking about today, about diploma in business analysis, which is more than requirement gathering. It talks about the stakeholder management. It talks about the business process model. So there are a number of such factors which are being associated. Okay, and that's how we talk about foundation, is wherein you need to have a base and then you keep on moving in. Secondly, what Neha said was correct. Like, we are running from last 7.5 years, and we have our groups wherein we are associated with each and every alumni. Okay, so Neha is like a 5-year-old learner delegate for us, and I'm still in touch with her. Okay, reason being, we believe that's not the end, because that's the beginning. Let's be very honest, guys. Why are you guys doing this course? Okay, I agree skill is one of the thing, but second aspect is, if I can use typical Hindi slang, better job chahiye, I need better job, I need money, I need growth. Leave other things around. Of course, skills is important, okay? So that's where we come into picture. When I was with Neha, she started her BA career, okay, or she was already into BA career at a BA level. Now she's recruiting BS. So if you could see my WhatsApp, if you could connect with me, I'll share a screenshot. Today in the morning, she said she has the opening where she's going to recruit someone. And her priority would be Our alumni is why, because at once upon a time, AddON was a support to her, and now she wants to support the AddON alumni. That's a give and take we work across, and so certificate really plays a role. One, knowledge plays another role, and the third role which plays very important is basically you get a job or you get your skills, which is very important. Another thing I believe which was asked, which of the organizations support this? If sorry to Sharon, if I can put this question right now, because I'm very excited to tell this, because me and Bernie, we had done this long back. There are a number of organizations which I'm going to take now name in a stretch. You go to the internet and check, they say BCS and other bodies are at par, and they do reimburse the certificate if you want to know that. TCS, Accenture, Barclays, JP Morgan Chase, Credit Suisse, Emphasis, all scripts, you take any such big brands, they do. But at employees level, at internet level, the problem at somewhere, the gap is, what is BCS? Probably because BCS, this is the first webinar with them, okay? So they have entered today, and I'm sure without coming into the market, they have been doing beautifully. We have a lot of certified BAs, and after this, we would have certainly more of it, right, Sharon?
Yeah. Swapnil, now a lot of them will be wondering, how long does this course take? How do I team up with it? Can I select from the middle just to support my career? If you can give us a quick overview on that.
Absolutely. So let's say someone is, I'll give you, you are a banker, you are into even a BPO guy, you are even a doctor. I've trained even a homeopathic doctor who get into healthcare domain, though domain is just one of the factor. But yes, whatever is your specialization, you add to it, okay? And secondly, how many days it takes? Each training course takes maximum 3 days. Okay, that's how it's been psychologically designed. Why? So when you give us 8 hours continuously, your brain psychologically is with us. That's a worldwide psychological behavior pattern. You don't have personal and professional commitments at that given period of time. So when you don't have professional and personal commitments, that 24 hours gives you a complete knowledge, and then you can give the certificate. Now, which Steph has mentioned, there are 4 certifications you want to give. So if you try to understand, 3 certificate, 1 exam, 3 certificate, 1 exam, 15-20 days at a stretch if you give full time, I would say, done. Okay. But yes, I won't say that. I would say take your time. Being a Marwadi, I would always say, see returns on investment, do first course. That's what I did with Neha. She saw the returns. She got a job. She did a second course, got returns, third course, and so on. And that's how in next month, she's going to give her orders.
Wow. Swapnil, are you going to give anything for free?
Yeah, okay, so here you go.
Watching us right now.
I missed that. I was so excited talking to everybody. I probably missed that.
Fair, isn't it? We're introducing and talking to you, but candidates would want to know what are we going to get by joining with AddON?
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so anybody joining us, can you see the screen, Sharon?
Yeah.
Okay. So anybody joining us for the business analysis training right now till 30th number gets 50% discount on our training course straight away. Okay, so that's from us, that's from AddON Training, because we understand we are at pandemic. A number of people are looking to upskill themselves, because tomorrow, once the recession comes up, they should not be, or probably they need a better growth, better opportunity. So here you are, guys. You give me your 50%, I give my 50%, and let's make it 100%. Okay, so that's how it is. And you can go and check about us. Why I'm emphasizing on it, it's not about me. Wherever you go and whenever you go, check the Google review. I say check the LinkedIn review, because website review could be fake. Okay, so just go everywhere, check, talk to the people, and you can understand the behavior pattern. Okay, so who's lying, who's not lying, how much they're ready to help you, how much they're not ready to help you. Okay, so that's the pattern which you need to understand before making any decision. It's not about BA, it's about any course tomorrow, even PMP, Princeton, whatever you're doing. Make correct decisions. Reason: today you make a wrong decision, and tomorrow you say all training institutes are not good. That's what I've seen. Okay, so it's you who have to make an appropriate decision if you're really trying to enhance your skills, and then go ahead from there.
Great.
Right, Sharon?
Thank you for this fantastic discount that you're giving. How has training been for you? Do you enjoy it?
I just love it. I just love it because of BCS. I've been fortunate. I've been fortunate to travel all over India. I've been fortunate to travel most of the Asian countries. Thanks to BCS for that, because I have been invited as one of the most youngest trainer. And I said I believe, I'm not sure. Chatura, you may correct me if I'm wrong. I may be one of the 3 or 5 trainers in Asia Pacific for BCS diploma at this given period of time, or maximum intense.
And
Right, Chatura?
Yeah, it is. And we are, SFIA is the only training provider in India who's supporting for the diploma level.
Thank you. Thanks, Chatura.
Thanks.
Trust me, it was very difficult to get them in India, but yeah, because of their standards, which we have to follow. And the reason is because they have a lot of quality checks. They make it sure it gives the benefit to the candidates. That's the whole idea of BCS, you know.
Swapnil, if a candidate wants to join, where should they contact? What's the email address, or should they directly contact you through website?
Okay, so yes, you can contact me through this website, AddOnTraining.com. This is my direct number, which I posted here. This is my calling number. This is my WhatsApp number as well, or info@AddOnTraining.com. Okay, and trust me, guys, you can ask me questions even if you don't want to join, and we don't do any marketing calls. I just don't prefer. Reason being, I put myself at other person's shoes. If I've been bothered by marketing calls, I just hate it to the core. So don't worry. If you just tell me, hey, Swapnil, I'm not interested right now, forget it. We will always talk after 3 months. You will call me once you're comfortable. It's okay. So if you have seriously any queries, just like, you know, I really appreciate this person, Suraj, being asking so many queries. I really appreciate. So any queries you have, just ping on, ask me, because we are fortunately a global training provider at this point. We can provide the training to someone sitting in France, US, UK, Australia, Japan, wherever you are. Okay, and we can conduct the training on behalf of BCS at this given period of time. Okay.
Thanks a lot, Swapnil. And I think it's more appropriate that we give something from BCS UK for all our participants who have joined us here today. We'd like to thank you all for joining us. You can send in your questions now, because we got the product manager, we got the business development manager, as well as everyone here who has joined us on our webinar. You have the freedom of asking any kind of questions that would support you. But Swapnil, I'm going to give the button to you. You can ask a question from the viewers, and to the viewers who are watching us, if you give us the first person to give the correct answer in the Q&A section will receive this fantastic book that Neha was talking about. It is a fantastic opportunity for you to get this Bible, I would say. Swapnil, shoot away. The first person to give the answer correctly will be the winner, and we'll announce the winner as well.
Absolutely. Certainly, this is a Bible, guys. You may not want to miss this. So the question is, this was emphasized by Steph as well. So the question is, how many course modules you need to finish apart from the actual oral exams? How many course modules you need to finish to achieve your diploma? Whoever gives the first answer gets the book as per sharing. Okay. So let's go ahead here, guys. How many course modules you need to finish to achieve your diploma? Shoot in, guys. Let's see.
All right, while you're giving us or sending us your answer, here's a lineup of our bundle package books. You don't want to miss this fantastic opportunity. The reviews that we've got on these books has been phenomenal. So we'd like you to check it out on the bcs.org /shop. That's where you can check out for the books. And if you're interested in any other professional certification area, you can check on that as well. Plus, the ATPs are giving a discount, I suppose, yes?
Yes, 50% off, straightforward.
Great.
So for example, let me put it in this way. In Asian countries, okay, like let's say India, Sri Lanka, or any other countries, we charge in rupees 20,000 plus tax. We would be just charging 10,000, and I would be removing the tax aspect of it. So you'll be just paying 10,000 and the exam cost. It's almost 60-65% of discount, guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Swapnil. And I see a lot of them are giving in their answers while we get the team behind to select a winner. Remember, it's the first person giving the first correct answer will be the winner. I'm going to move on to the Q&A section before we announce the winner. We've got a question saying, how is becoming a BCS certified BA going to help individuals working in the area of a business project management? Steph, I would like you to answer this question, please.
Sure. I mean, well, I always say that it depends on the organization that you're working for as well, because every organization has a different way that they want their project managers to operate, their business analysts to operate. But I think that in those sort of foundation levels, the breadth of knowledge is really useful to project managers, because there's a lot of information on stakeholder engagement, stakeholder analysis. There's a lot of information on the different roles that are in, for instance, like Agile Scrum teams, a lot of information on documentation, and plenty of those transferable skills that go between business analysis and project management.
All right. Thanks a lot, Steph. Steph, I also think we should do a quick reminder on the framework, because a lot of questions are based on that. Technically, how many subjects should we select? Can we make an exemption? Just a quick review. If you want, you can share the screen and just take us through very shortly, if that's convenient for you, or you can take us.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let me just get that up here for you. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. Can you see that okay? Oh.
It's coming.
Share it. Yeah. Okay, so you can see my screen now?
Yep, we can see it.
Cool. Okay, so are there any specific questions, or shall I just go through the structure quickly?
Just go through the structure quickly, and also how to complete the BA.
Sure. So in order to complete the BCS International Diploma in Business Analysis, you need to have completed 4 individual certificates. Those 4 individual certificates need to be made up of 1 foundation level certificate, and that can be you can choose any one of the 4 foundation level certificates there. You also need to complete 2 core certificates. Now this is where there is less flexibility, because you need to complete requirements engineering and business analysis practice for the 2 core. And then you have, again, flexibility on the final practitioner level certificate that you need to complete, and that can be any one of the 5 certificates there. So in order to complete and achieve the international diploma, you need to have completed those 4 certificates from those options on the right-hand side there, and then complete the 50-minute oral exam. And then, yeah, if successful, you'll get awarded the diploma.
All right. Thank you very much, Steph. There is a question, how will this complement other certifications or academic qualifications individuals have?
Is this to me? Sorry.
I think so. I think if you can answer it, yep.
Okay. I think if you're looking at when you say academic qualifications, are you talking about tertiary sort of university level qualifications?
Okay.
Yeah. So if we compare to a tertiary level qualification, I think the business analysis diploma has a lot of, while university level qualifications are quite theoretical, there is a lot of practical elements to the BA diploma and a lot of real world experience that's gone into informing them. I think that because people that complete these diplomas have got that professional experience behind them as well, it's really important to understand what best practice is. And best practice, once you're in the role with experience, is what everyone will know is a little bit different to just understanding from a theoretical perspective.
All right, Steph, I think there's a lot of questions coming in for you. For someone...
Can I just add to Steph there? Sorry,
Sure.
I think it's important also for continued professional development, which is very key. I'm thinking of doing a BA now, foundation, and I've been in industry 30 years, as I said before. And also it's important that the way we build our certificates input from industry as well as subject matter experts. They include a lot of the language that you'll pick up in a role within an organization or business. So the kind of theories, the competences that they need in industry, you will pick up through this foundation. And so it will give you a real good foundation in itself to grow your career.
We have a question for someone in the role where they play a BA role as well as a project manager role. Does this qualification go side by side with the PMP examination for project managers? Steph?
I'm not entirely across the PMP examination for project managers, so I don't want to give incorrect information. But ours is definitely more aligned.
Okay.
To analysis. Yeah.
I think
Steve, do you have anything to add?
I think Swapnil can add there.
Certainly. So my perspective is every course, even if you talk about BA, have their own way of achieving it. Okay. So PMP is more about completely project management, which talks about end-to-end how delivery would be worked around. However, business analysis talks about how do you manage your stakeholders, how you manage the IT team, every aspect to it. So it goes hand in hand. Okay. And if you're doing dual role, if you're working as a BA and PM, I would rather say what I understand is basically you're working in a small scale organization or an upcoming organization or maybe a smaller project. So if you're working on a smaller project, your major role comes to be a BA, plus you're handling a PM role because it's a shorter team at this point. So in such cases, certainly your job description defines what you're doing. And if it's more inclined to BA, then I would recommend Diploma because it talks about project management as well. However, PMP may not be talking about requirement gathering and all those things. So that's what we need to be considered at this point.
All right. Swapnil, is there anything special or any more that you want to add to other similar areas? Because I'm sure a lot of them must be now a little confused, wondering with what I have earned, how else can I kind of grow?
Okay. So guys, if basically, if you're from a non-IT background, this is normally a question being asked, I'm not from an IT background. I've not done my MBA. So how can I become a BA? So guys, that's a myth. Okay, that's the biggest myth. What is a BA? You need to understand BA is an intermediate between Fine and IT. If you talk about IT, industry, a lot of other industries has BA as well. However, you need to understand BA need not know IT. If you have IT background, it's a complementary to it. If you have a finance background, it's a complementary. If you have a healthcare background, it's a complementary. Okay, BA is a versatile. Okay. That's what Neha was also trying to push it across. That's what Satyam was trying to put it across when they work in different domains. Okay, because you need to understand the end-to-end structure. How do you get the project? What is your role? How do you extract the requirements? How you manage your stakeholders? How you do gap analysis? How you get the requirements validated from the stakeholders? And what is your role in the SDLC model? How do you do benefit planning and realization? If you understand these things and start implementing it, so they are in one project also, there are, I would say, 20 roles of a BA. So even if you're doing one role, you need to focus on that. Okay, and then eventually you start bringing up. And BA is, forget the title, guys. Talk about the role, what you're doing. Talk about your job description. You may be called a consultant. You may be called a project coordinator. You may be called a business analyst. You may be even called a project manager, but you may be doing a BA role. Okay, so that's what we need to understand now. Organization, I know a company called AmDocs, which says clearly senior subject matter expert and working as a BA. So that is the hierarchy of the organization, which could be different. So you or me, we have to focus on what we want to do and where we want to get. Another thing, when we talk about confusion, think about the finish line. Aapko BA banna hai, you want to become a BA, go one step back, how you can achieve it. Can you achieve to any other body which requires a number of years of experience? If you have experience, let's say I pick up XYZ person and he says I have a tester experience of 5 years. Boss, if you have a tester 5 years of experience into testing and I give you a call as a training company, hey, let's say, hey Ayodhya, you know what? Do you want to get training into testing? We were like, boss, I can train you better. I have 5 years of experience. That's where BCS comes into picture. They say you don't need experience, boss. You need to enhance skills. Experience is what you will get, and that's what we are for. You get knowledge, you get certificate, and you get experience. Once you have experience of 5 and 10 years, you don't need a foundation certificate to prove it. Right, Sharon?
Yeah.
Like, Sharon, if someone calls you, I'm sorry to say, and tells you, do you want to do an English course? I'm sure you can teach better, right?
Challenging, but yes. Thanks a lot, Swapnil. I'm going to give a round to our panelists to quickly give us a quick overview. Steve, I'm going to start with you. Any final thoughts on BCS?
From my perspective, what we do say is that if you pass the certification, foundation, or whichever certification you go for in BA, you get free membership to BCS for a whole year in any event. So that gives you access to everything that I mentioned at the very beginning. And so that's an added extra, which should be quite highly valued because it's worth it. And so Swapnil can give you all the details of that, but that's what we also offer.
Thanks a lot.
Can I just say thank you to everybody for joining? It's very informative for me, as well as everybody else here.
Thanks a lot, Steve. Steph, I think you're going to be very popular on LinkedIn tonight because I see a lot of them asking questions.
Yeah, I can see I've already got notifications coming through. No, I just want to echo Steve's thoughts as well. I think the membership groups are really, really valuable, both during completing certificates and then once you've completed certificates and just continuing on in your career. And I just want to say thank you again for everyone attending, and if there are any questions at all, I'm sure I've got plenty of people that are happy to answer them. So just get in touch.
I know we couldn't speak to Chatra much. Chatra is the business development manager here in Sri Lanka, but overlooking South Asia for us. Chatra, in the event, if candidates want to pursue, can they take this online at any other area in India or Sri Lanka?
Of course, yes. Swapnil is even currently running the training program and the examination online. So it doesn't matter where you are sitting, you can just take the exam and training both.
And if there are other providers, you can check us on www.bcs.org/BA for training providers.
Yeah.
And we want to say thank you to Satyam and Neha for joining us as our panelists. And last but not least, Swapnil, would you like to invite your attendees to join your institute?
Absolutely, absolutely. I would want them to invite, and most important, Sharon, everybody's waiting for who was the lucky one to get that.
I was waiting to announce till the end. All these people.
Please, I'm sure I'm sure I'm getting goosebumps. I'm sure they are. So come on, you have to announce it now.
We'd like to say congratulations to Ayodhya Vijay Singha for giving us the first and the correct answer, and to the rest of the attendees, thank you for sending in your answers. We appreciate you trying, and also it's a very valuable book, so you can check out on the BCS shop section because the books are available. And congratulations, Ayodhya. We'll write to you and we'll get in touch with you to get the book to you.
Yes, and the correct answer is 4. 1 foundation, 2 mandatory, and then 1 from the expert level. Okay, so that's 4 certificate you have to achieve, guys, not 5 or 8. Okay, so any questions, feel free to connect, and I'm sure one of us can help us. And yes, you have my website or number as well.
Thanks a lot, Swapnil. Thank you for supporting us in making today's webinar a great success. And to all our viewers, thank you for joining us. If you want to know or find out more information, you can simply write to us. You can find us at www.bcs.org/BA. That's where we are, and we are always ready to support you in your areas. If you missed the webinar, if you joined us in a little late, we're happy to send you back the entire recording, and that's something that we'll do. Or you can follow us on our social media pages where we will be uploading the video as well. Thank you very much to the panelists once again, and to all our invitees. I certainly hope you'll stay safe. Numbers are not looking too good. And we hope you'll have a great weekend. Until we see you next time, take care.